Hey everyone, it's Kelsey from Hungry Crafty Kelsey, and today I'm going to be doing a video on making a B6 Traveler's Notebook cover. So I've been asked to make a video. I did make a video before of a Traveler's Notebook cover, but it wasn't a B6 size, and I had the video facing the wrong way, so it wasn't a very good quality video. So hopefully this one will be better. I'm going to show you how to make just like a regular B6 one using one sheet of 12 by 12 paper, and I'm going to show you how to make a wide B6 cover using two sheets of 12 by 12 paper. Well, it doesn't technically have to be 12 by 12 paper. You can get away with using, like, I know that some companies make like 8.5 by 11 sheets, so you can use that to make a wide traveler's notebook as well. So I am going to start off with just a standard B6 traveler's notebook. So today I will be using this Prima paper. It's lavender. I got this at Hobby Lobby yesterday. They finally got some 12 by 12 paper. I had never seen it at my Hobby Lobby before, and yesterday I saw it for the first time. So I was very excited. So this is going to be my cover. This is going to be the inside. I like to use double-sided paper when making the traveler notebook covers because you get use of both sides of the paper, and I love using doing projects with double-sided paper where I get to see both sides of it. So what you need, I already cut my paper because I don't want to do all the cutting on camera, but what you're going to need is you're going to need a piece of paper that is 7 1/4 inches by 11 1/4 inch. So 7 1/4 by 11 1/4. So if you have a directional design on your traveler's notebook, make sure to pay attention to how you're cutting your paper. So if you want it to be 7 1/4 inches, you have to cut it this way, and then your design will be facing the correct way. So now we have to score our paper. Once you cut it, you have to score it in 3 different spots. You're going to score it at 5 1/8, 5 5/8, and 6 1/8. So this is how it will look. And now I'm going to corner round these. You don't have to do this step. You can have the squared corners, but I like to have the rounded corners. So I'm just going to use my We Are Memory Keepers corner chomper and just round the corners. So there's that. Now you have to put your notebook cover in a laminate sheet, and you put it through your laminator. So I have already prepared another one ahead of time, just so I could have it quickly. So I did this one earlier, and again, this is from the same paper pack, and I just cut it down to size. Make sure you cut it so it doesn't cut against the paper. You have to leave a little edge just so it doesn't get too close and peel. So this is what your cover will look like once you laminate it. So now you got to put your holes in. So I have an 1/8 inch hole punch. This one's a Martha Stewart one, but Martha Stewart Crafts used to make used to be made by EK Success, so you should be able to find this in EK Success brand. Now, where you're going to punch for this traveler's notebook is you're going to punch right on the line, but not too far down. I like to do it upside down so I can kind of see. So hopefully I punch it in the right spot. So punch it right on the line. So it should look something like that. You do it on both sides. And then, so there are the holes. They're kind of not even, but it doesn't matter. Once you get the string on there, it'll be fine. So I am going to get my string, if I can find it. I have two pieces of string, one shorter than the other, so I just need to make sure I take the right one. Okay. So here is my string, and I'm going to start off. I'm going to do the first hole. I'm going to put it in like that, and I'm just going to go down. So it's going to look like that. And then you're going to put the string through the hole here, the center hole. You're going to go up. And you're going to go over to the third hole. I need to give myself a little more slack. Then you're going to go down to the bottom hole. And now you're going to go back over to the second hole, the middle hole. And you're going to make sure this one goes in the middle hole as well. Oops. I just put it through its own hole. That through the middle hole as well. And you're going to meet these two strings up, and you're going to tie it. Okay, so then I'm just going to cut this off, make the tails a little smaller. And now you are ready to put in your 5x7 inserts. So to make if you're going to make inserts, you have to cut your paper 10 inches by 7 inches and then score at the 5-inch mark, and then you can make inserts for this traveler's notebook. I'm not doing a tutorial on the inserts. I'm just going to do it on the cover because I know a lot of people want to know how to do the cover. So now we're going to do the wide traveler's notebook. So the wide one, instead of having 4 spots to put inserts, you're going to have 6. And with this, you need to have 2 pieces of paper. You're going to need it to be 6 1/4 inches by 7 1/4 inches. So 6 1/4 by 7 1/4. You're going to need 2 pieces. They can be the same pattern. I just like to do 2 different patterns because I think it looks pretty together. But you want to do coordinating. So since this comes from the same paper pack, the colors go very well together. So now, once you have 2 sheets of 6 1/4 by 7 1/4 paper cut out, you're going to score at 1/2 inch and 1 inch. So 1/2 inch and 1 inch. And you're going to do that for both papers. If you have a directional paper like this one, the inside is directional, so I want the paper to face like this when I close it. So I'm just going to turn it over just to make sure that I have the direction the right way. And again, I'm going to do a 1/2 inch and 1 inch. And then you can fold over your paper. And now I'm going to corner around again. I'm going to do 1/2 inch. Oh, I did the 1/4 inch. So I'm going to do the 1/2 inch. Okay. So now that you have that, you need 2 separate sheets of laminate sheets. So when you put it in your laminate sheet, it is going to look like this. You're going to have all this extra laminate sheet. I don't like to put this through the laminator. I like to use this. I like to create a pocket on my wide traveler's notebook. So what I do is I go and I cut off the ends of the laminate sheet. I like to do between 2 and 2.5 inches. I'm going to do 2.5 inches today. But you can do a 2-inch folder pocket as well if you wanted to. And then I'm going to, now you have to make this laminate that you just cut off to 7 1/4 inch, because that's how long your traveler's notebook is. So we're going to do 7 1/4 inch. If I can get my laminate to go. So, and now that you have that done, you have to corner round the edges because the corner of your traveler's notebook is rounded. So you need to kind of mirror that. And for some reason my corner chomper, it doesn't like to go through the laminate or the, once it's, it just doesn't like to go through the laminate at all. Okay, so once you have your sheet that is 7 1/4 inches by 2.5 inches, you're going to split it in half. So you had 2 pieces, the front and the back. You take them apart, and the sides that have the corner rounded, you're going to flip shiny side down. So you're going to have the dull side facing up. And you're going to go into your laminate sheet. And you're going to place that against your paper. And this right here, you can't really tell. Well, you can kind of see it like that. You can see where the edge is. It's going to laminate, and then you're going to be able to cut a pocket on here. So then you make sure that the pocket doesn't move, and you put it through your laminator, and you're going to have something that looks like this. So you're going to do that with both your pages. So this one right here, I used Prima paper for this, and I actually used an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and I cut that down to make this one. So you're going to have 2 sheets that look like this. So here's my cover, and here's my back cover. And you're going to have to corner around your corners just to make sure that they're it looks nice. Okay. Looks like I actually used the 1/4 inch rounder when I made this one, but I just used the 1/2 inch. Okay. Now to get that pocket open, oh, sorry, I just dropped my hole punch. Okay. So to open up that pocket, you're going to have to take a razor and you're going to have to cut along the edge. So I'm going to see if I can do it. It's kind of hard to see because it's very light colored. I'm going to see if I can do it with this one because both of them are really light colored, so it's hard for me to be able to see it. So let's see if I can do it. And you do this lightly. You don't want to go through the paper. You just want to go through the laminate. Let's see if I went through. Let's see. So apparently I didn't do it quite deep enough in all the area. Let's see if I can. It's usually not this difficult. But since I'm like filming, I'm kind of doing it further away than I would normally do. There we go. Okay. So now you will have a pocket, and it will be on both sides of your journal. And now you have to glue these 2 pieces together. You don't want to just use like any type of glue. You want to use a very, very strong glue. So I recommend an E6000 type glue. And I have an E6000 type glue right here. The tip of it broke off, so I need to try to get it open. Okay, so you want the front cover and the back cover to go together like this on the middle. So they're basically the middle. This is gonna be the middle of the traveler's notebook. For some reason today I have like a loss of words. I'm like, ah. So I'm hoping that this really makes sense. I hope that's not the worst video ever. But you're gonna have to glue. So you need to put glue along the inside front cover. So my glue is already dripping out a ton of glue. So I'm going to try to spread it out. So there's a ton of glue on there. Hopefully when you do this, there will not be that much glue. I don't like touching it, but I put too much on there. So you make sure that your papers are even. So make sure that the papers line up. You want to press that down very well and make sure that these stay together. Even if you have to, you can take some of those little, let's see if I can find it. You can take some of these little binder clips and hold it together like that. If you have bigger binder clips, you can use that as well. But I like to basically press down for a couple minutes just to make sure that it's gonna stay. So then once that is done drying, you're going to have a traveler's notebook that looks like this. And again, you take a razor and you make sure that both sides of your notebook have the folder open. I got some glue on my cover. I feel like I'm all over the place here. Okay, so this is what it will look like once it's dry. And now you have to string your notebook, your wide one. So I'm going to take my hole punch, and again, you're going to do it on the line. I'm going to do it right about there. So you're going to give like a little area. You don't want to do it on the plain laminate. You want to do it on the paper. This one's a hard one to do because it's where it overlaps. And I'm not doing this even at all. It's kind of horrible. Yeah, that was really bad, but oh well. This will be a practice one, I guess. Well, it's not a practice one. I've done them before, so this will be an example. So when I go to sell, I'm going to do a couple traveler's notebooks for sale at a craft fair. And of course I want to do some samples, so I'll just make this one a sample that people can look at to see what they're buying. So that's how the holes will look like. And then you want, I didn't say this before, but you do want to put a hole right in the center right here. So you can wrap this around your notebook. And you tie it in the center. So it will look like that. So, to string this notebook, I like to start in the second hole. So, actually I should, okay. So I like to start in the second hole, go down, go over to the first hole, go back up, then go back over to the second hole, go back down, make sure they don't get all twisted. Down, and we're going to go over to the third hole. We're going to go up, we're going to go over to the 4th hole, go down, go over to the 3rd hole again. If I can get it to go through. And we take this one, make sure it goes over to the 3rd hole. And then we tie. And you cut off the ends. You poke a hole in the center. I can't find my hole punch, but what you can do is if you have like a pointed object, you can just basically find the center. Like this is about the center, and you can put a hole. And you can put your string through there. And then you'll have your traveler's notebook. And again, you can add 5x7 inserts into this. And you will have a really nice traveler's notebook. So if you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. And I hope this makes sense. So have a nice day. All right, bye.